Common diseases that can cause big problems for your strawberry plants, and if they become infected, the plants could die. One bacterial disease that's tough to get rid of is angular leaf spot. It's smart only to plant certified disease-free stock and to rotate your crops. Anthracnose is a fungal disease that causes round black or light gray lesions on leaves and dark brown or black circular lesions on stems. Gray mold causes strawberry blossoms to turn brown and die. Leaf scorch is a fungal disease that causes irregular dark purple or brown blotches on the upper leaf surfaces. If powdery mildew takes over your plants in a severe form, your plants might produce no fruit at all. Learn about preventative measures against these diseases and stay on top of cleaning up your garden as well as appropriate spacing, watering, and fertilizing. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine today with a high of 72 to 74, then becoming partly cloudy tonight with a shower in spots and a low of 54 to 59. Mostly sunny Thursday and Friday, high tomorrow 69 to 73, high on Friday 67 to 71. Sunny to partly cloudy Saturday, showers and thunderstorms Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. Some of the conversations off the air are much better than the on-the-air conversations. From Embrace Magazine, here with us in studio, John Sotomayor.
Hey, Tom. Good morning. Thank you for having me on the air. I want to welcome all of our listeners today. This is Embrace On Air, which is part of the Embrace Media Network, an extension of Embrace Magazine, the first ever LGBTQ magazine in Central Florida. We have the radio show as well as Embrace TV, which is the first ever video coverage of LGBTQ events and other things in North Central Florida. Today we're going to be talking about the advocacy issue, which is already out in print and digital since November. On today's show, we're going to focus on some of the feature stories that the issue had covered and revisiting some of the information as well as some updates since then. And I want to add, Tom, and to our listeners that I'm really proud to say that the advocacy issue is already breaking all of our internal records in terms of viewership, readership, and everything else worldwide. Nice. Yes, sir. We're only in our 5th issue as we're published quarterly, but the advocacy issue has doubled what we're reaching in terms of tens of thousands of people each month. And that shows that people are catching on to what Embrace is all about and embracing it. and it's really making an impact with everyone. So thank you to everyone who's contributed to the advocacy issue, including our contributors, our advertisers, and those who were featured in the story. So now I'd like to introduce our guests who are calling in. Our first caller in is Richard Ayob, Executive Director of Project Angel Food in Los Angeles. Are you there, Richard?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning, Richard. And our second call-in is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Dr. Raquel Lopez, the Executive Director of the World AIDS Museum and Education Center. Are you there, Dr. Lopez?
I am, and it's actually Lopes, Portuguese.
Okay, thank you for that correction.
And I believe it's probably Richard Ayoub.
Okay, thank you so much both for those corrections. So I'd like to focus on what the advocacy issue is all about, which is people helping people and the dynamic movements that you guys have been doing with your organizations. First, I want to also add that the Embrace mission statement is to unite people to live, work, play, and pray within the LGBTQ and straight communities so that everyone is included. We're all about inclusivity and diversity. So with that said, I'd like to begin with Richard. Richard, what is the mission of Project Angel Food in Los Angeles?
So Project Angel Food was created in 1989 in response to the AIDS crisis. And you all may remember Marianne Williamson. She was one of the candidates, one of the 100 candidates for Democratic president in 2020. She is our founder. She wanted to make sure that people who had AIDS didn't die alone and didn't die hungry. And so she created this little project called Project Angel Food, where we delivered meals, and at that time they were comfort meals, to people who were dying of AIDS. And that gave them their human interaction as well. As we found that people were living with HIV, not dying with AIDS, what we realized is if you give people a nutritious meal, they actually will bring down their viral load and they will get healthier because food is medicine. And so as HIV became more manageable, we decided this is too great of a gift just to keep with this one community. So the board of directors decided to share this with anyone who is sick, hungry, and alone. And so today we deliver meals to people with HIV, heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, kidney failure, and all forms of cancer. And each meal is medically tailored to their illness. And what we see is they stay out of the hospital longer, they get healthier, and most importantly, their quality of life is better.
Absolutely. And how is that done exactly? How are you matching the meals to what they need?
We have registered dietitians who work with our professional chefs, and they curate these meals that not only look good and are delicious, but are good for your health because they have the right nutrients for each illness. For instance, John, if you had renal disease, which is kidney failure, and I had diabetes, thank God neither of us have these, I would need a different meal than you.
Yes.
I would want my A1C levels controlled, so sugar is very important in reduction of sugar. You would want your potassium, phosphorus, and sodium reduced, and so you would have to have a very restricted meal. And oftentimes we have to take out salt, and so what we do is we put in herbs and spices, and we make it taste delicious. In fact, you know, one of our clients told me one time, she said, you send me Moroccan chicken, you send me all these flavors I've never had before. I feel like I'm going to a gourmet restaurant when I get your meals.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you so much, Richard. And I have a quick question. The programs sound very innovative and takes different factors to put together to coordinate. How is that funded? Are these dietitians volunteers or are they sponsored through different organizations? How are you raising your funds for this?
That's a very good question. We have 75 people on staff who are paid. And so we have to do aggressive fundraising every year to pay those people because this is a free service to our clients. We have never, in the 32 years we've been around, in fact, now it's 33 because it's 22. In all this time, we've never charged a client a dime. So most of the funding comes from individuals like the ones listening right now, people who care about people that they'll never meet, but they know that these people who are considered the invisible people of LA or of your community need to make sure that they're not forgotten. And that's what organizations like ours do.
Wonderful. And we are going to ask you to give contact information at the end of this show, but just to make sure that we get our listeners to know how to donate to you and provide for the services, can you provide that information now?
Absolutely. They can just go to angelfood.org/donate. angelfood.org/donate.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Richard. Now I'd like to change over to Raquel and talk about what her organization does. Raquel, for the same question, what is the mission of the World AIDS Museum and Education Center? How did it come about?
Well, first, John, I want to thank you for the invitation to be on your show today.
Absolutely.
The World AIDS Museum's mission is really to tell the story of HIV. And we do that through education, through art, through community dialogue. And we are all about the elimination of HIV stigma and preserving that history. And we do that a lot through the engagement of the community. We are located in Fort Lauderdale, but our reach is global. Hence, we really work in the name, the World AIDS Museum. And it started about the mid to late 80s by a small group of men living with HIV. And it was really to increase community awareness of the history of HIV and to reduce the stigma that is creates barriers to prevention, to testing, and to treatment. And so this group, who we honor our founder, Steve Stagen, thought that the conversation around HIV had started to go to the wayside because people believed that since we had such great biomedical interventions, that the conversation was really no longer needed. And as many of your viewers may know, the numbers of HIV are increasing, and they're really increasing among our young people and our seniors. And so what we really try to do is to go out into the community to talk about the history of HIV through storytelling, because that's really a great way for people to connect to what this pandemic created and the people that we lost during it. Absolutely. And so a lot of times we go out into schools, we go into communities, we go into diversion programs. And diversion programs, for those who may not know that, is programs to help young people stay out of the prison system. We also do a lot of collaborative work with other organizations around town and around the country. And so since our inception, we opened our doors in May of 2014 as a 501c3. Okay. We became a 501c3 in 2011.
Oh, okay.
And so since then, we've really reached over 35,000 people through our in-person museum visits and our online cultural programming and prevention education workshops.
Wonderful. And can you elaborate a little bit more about what those education workshops are about?
That's I will definitely do that. So we created a curriculum in which we talk about the history of HIV as well as preventative information. And what we have done is we created a educational educator program, peer educator program. We call it iPrep, and it's intergenerational. So we pair individuals of various age groups together and specifically try to have somebody who is living and thriving with HIV in that pair group, and so that we kind of get rid of the stigma of what people think HIV looks like in people. And so we go into the schools, we go into the community, and we do what we call the In Control programming. Not only do we do In Control, we also have another program called Building Healthy Futures. And that is a program that we started that talks about art and prevention program in the elementary school. And so we don't really go into the nuts and bolts about HIV, but what we do talk about of what friendship is, what's bullying, what's self-empowerment, and we pair that with conversations on historical figures. And so one of the ones that we use for bullying is Ryan White and the Ryan White story.
Yes.
And so that we try to get kids involved in how to empower themselves, how to have tools in your toolbox to deal with bullying, and what really friendship dynamics are all about. One of that we're really excited about is that we're doing a program that we got funded by an organization called Gamma Move Foundation to do Florida Fight Stigma. And we're going into rural, central, and northern Florida to really do educational, pairing and collaborating with organizations there to be able to deliver some of our programming.
Excellent. You actually led right into my next question. I was going to ask you what some of those collaborations were. You covered a couple of them there. Thank you. I have a general question for both of you. How has the COVID rise affected your programs, both in terms of the focus of the program and its execution? Let's begin with Richard.
Yes. Well, COVID has changed our world and turned it upside down.
Yes.
Our clients are very immune compromised. You know, when you look at COVID and the people who get the sickest and the people who end up in the hospital and the people who die are the ones who have lung problems, heart problems, and diabetes. That's our population. So our goal from day one was to keep them in their homes, keep them protected, and make sure that they don't miss a meal. And that has been a challenge. We have never shut down our doors in the entire 2 years of this COVID crisis.
And that's to be commended.
We dealt. What's that?
That's to be commended. I remember reading that from our writer in our feature story, and I thought, wow, that's very impressive that you were able to function through all that.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that, because it has not been an easy journey. You know, we had to deal with a driver shortage. We are now dealing with a shortage of chefs. We've had to deal with getting people vaccinated and now boosted. And now we're doing testing every single week. On site, we're testing twice a week, because I cannot have 50 people out sick at a time. I can't even have 10 people out sick at a time and risk shutting down our operation. I need everyone to stay healthy. And I just got my test results, and I'm negative. I'm very excited about that.
Good.
And so we constantly are reacting, being proactive to make sure that our number one priority, cooking the meals and delivering the meals to the ones who need it most. Absolutely. So that's been on the operation side. On the fundraising side, very early on, we realized that we needed to make our population, our supporters, aware that we're going to need their help. And so we used every form of media we could, because I knew people would think of Meals on Wheels, which provides meals to seniors. And I knew people would think about food banks. But we are right there in the middle. We do something no one else does. We provide medically tailored meals for anyone who is sick and homebound. It's a very specialized service, and we needed to make sure that everyone remembered us. And that has been extremely helpful.
Thank you so much, Richard. Same question for Raquel. How has COVID rise affected your programs, both in terms of focus and execution?
So I think that COVID was a gift in disguise. I don't know that we would have moved to a virtual space as quickly as we needed to become and to continue to be relevant. And so our storytelling has morphed into the Spotlight series, where we highlight individuals who are intersecting with HIV. And we do our community dialogues, which is really the community working together to talk about specific issues around HIV. And then we do a film discussion series. All of it is really to continue to have the story of HIV continue to be relevant in this time and in this current pandemic. And so that document, remember, and empower is the pillars in which we do all of our work. How do we continue to document and remember and empower people living with HIV, as well as continue to tell the story of HIV that has continued to be relevant in this day and age?
Absolutely. And can I ask, how long has the Museum and Education Center been open in Fort Lauderdale?
It has been, we opened our doors in 2014. So
Okay.
that makes it almost 8 years.
Okay, great, wonderful. And why was Fort Lauderdale selected as the location?
I think that was simply because the group of men that were here were the ones who decided that this is something, and they lived here, this is something they wanted to bring into their own backyard. And, you know, if you look at it, South Florida and specifically Broward County, Miami-Dade, and West Palm Beach have the highest levels of HIV new infections in the state. And so this is a great opportunity for more information, more education, more prevention, and more historical context to HIV to be able to be delivered.
Excellent. And obviously, we've had some improvements on treatments for HIV. In fact, in some cases, it's been eradicated, where people are undetectable and therefore also no longer infectious. Can you comment on that, those updates?
So I want to be clear that HIV has not been eradicated.
Mm-hmm.
We have been lucky enough to have 3 individuals that I'm aware of right now who, through extensive medical intervention,
Mm-hmm.
2 of which had leukemia or blood issues, were able to have treatment, and a significant, difficult treatment,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to have a transfusion and bone marrow that was able to eradicate HIV in their blood system.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were highly researched because they couldn't understand. That's not replicable.
Mm.
There are some people who, through nature, have been able to have low levels of HIV in their blood system, but it hasn't been eradicated.
Okay.
Biomedical interventions have done extraordinary things, and right now we have injectables that are once-a-month treatment,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have PrEP.
Yes.
And so we have things, we're moving closer to the day in which HIV is eradicated, but
Mm-hmm.
at the moment it's not.
Okay, thank you so much. And of course, the use of PrEP does not assist against other diseases that can still be transmitted.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's move forward to the updates. Let's begin with Richard. If there are any updates with your program since we've published a story in November, I know we've interviewed you in September and October, so there might be new developments since then.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, Raquel mentioned something that, is not lost on me. We're both talking about the previous pandemic, the AIDS crisis.
Yes.
And Project Angel Food, our supporters, our donors, our volunteers, have all survived 2 pandemics. And we truly feel like we were born for this moment. And that's why we've continued to operate uninterrupted. That's why we actually know how to handle this. This is why we stand up every day, show up, and make sure that our clients are taken care of. So since we last chatted, Project Angel Food has reached huge milestones. We used to cook, prepare, and deliver 650,000 meals a year. Now we're at 1.1 million meals a year. And each one is done individually. They're people-powered. We don't have machines do it. We have human beings packing their love and packing the meals in those trays every single day.
Wonderful.
And we also lost a chef in the process. A year ago this month, one of our replacement chefs who we brought in because we had to put a pause on volunteers passed away of COVID.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And so that really was very sobering for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it also propelled us to get the staff vaccinated faster than you would ever imagine.
Yes.
And because of the meal production, because we're stressing our system so much, we've realized we've got to expand. And so Project Angel Food is now involved in an expansion campaign. And we need to expand our kitchen. We need to expand our dispatch and, distribution services. And we also need to just expand the amount of people we serve.
Thank you so much,
so
Richard.
So we're working on that.
Thank you so much, Richard. Raquel, in 30 seconds, if you have an update to share.
So we continue with our Until the Last Story's Told oral history project, and that is an ongoing one where people can come and tell their stories, and it's added to our exhibit. We also have a new exhibit coming up that is going to be shown in February. It's the Keith Haring Remembered, and it's a homage to Keith Haring and his work around HIV. We also are doing an exhibit on Pedro Zamora in March. So there's an exhibit coming up. We have an incredible list of spotlight series individuals in which we will be able to talk about. One is Victoria Noe, who is the author of Fags, Hags, Divas, and Moms, The Legacy of Straight Women in the AIDS Community. And that's happening next week on our Facebook and YouTube.
Wonderful. And really quick, can you share where the people can find information on that, the website?
You can find our information on our website, www.worldaidsmuseum.org, and our Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube channel.
Okay.
Just look up World AIDS Museum.
Okay, thank you. I do apologize. I do need to wrap it up. I want to thank my guests for being on the show today, and also mention to our listeners and viewers on the podcast that Embrace Magazine Advocacy issue is out now in both print and digital. You can find us at embracemagazine.us. And the February issue will be the Lux issue. You're not going to believe your eyes when you see this one, folks. We have some new advancements that may revolutionize the way digital magazines are done. And finally, I want to share that we have a new Embrace Magazine website set to launch in the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. I will be posting updates on our Facebook page. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tom.
Be right back after this timeout.
Find a way to pass these voting rights bills. Debate them. Vote. Let the majority prevail. And if that bare minimum is blocked, we have no option but to change the Senate rules, including getting rid of the filibuster for this.
USA Radio News.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-670-0946. 800-670-0946. 800-670-0946. That's 800-670-0946.
My all-form sofa, which is insanely comfortable and looks great in the living room. So here's some exciting news. The same amazing team behind my all-form sofa has brought us unbelievable customized mattresses. Helix. Helix has a sleep quiz that takes about 2 minutes to complete, and it matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Greg, how's your new mattress?
Oh, it was a major upgrade. We love it. Plus, it came in a box right to my front door. Really easy to set up. Great mattress.
There you have it, folks. Helix is awesome, but you don't need to take our word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired Magazine. So if you're looking for a mattress, just go to helixsleep.com/Bubba. Take the quiz. You order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. Right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders for our listeners. That's at helixsleep.com/Bubba. helixsleep.com/Bubba. Or rickandbubba.com under the sponsors.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
The Appleton Museum of Art presents a musical performance